Floss Tubers. My name's Karen and this is my channel, Farmhouse Stitcher. It's Tuesday, January 19th, 2021, so I'm looking over there so I get the correct date. And I am going to do an update. I have a lot to show you today, lots of finishes, some cross stitch, some embroidery, and a couple from the Cricut machine. So I'm probably going to just combine them all together unless you would prefer me to do separate videos for the different art aspects, as in like just cross stitch and then just embroidery. So let me know down in the comments below what you would prefer. For the moment I'm just going to combine them so that I've got enough. But first of all, I'm going to do some shout outs. I've got my notes here, so I'm just going to look down at my notes. One person that I came across is Nancy Woolsey, W-O-O-L-S-E-Y. She's in Idaho, in a small town, and I only came across her 2 days ago, and I love her channel. So head on over and give her some love and subscribe to her channel. She actually, from going back through some of her videos, it looks like she started Flosstube about 3 years ago and then, like me, has had a break in between. And she looks like she's just come back last year sometime again. So she's the first YouTuber that I'm going to give a shout out to. The second one is Yankee Creek Stitcher. She's another one that I've just come across. I love her channel as well. And Mama Loves You GB is another one that I've just come across, and I'm loving all three of those at the moment. And then I have my other main channels that I generally watch every time, which is obviously Priscilla and Chelsea from The Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, Christy from Java Girl Stitches, and I also really like Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts. I love her videos as well, and she's made a bit of a comeback recently as well. And then another one that I really love watching is Samantha from Crafting Between Stitches, but it looks like it's been about a year since she's posted a video, so I hope everything's okay with her. But anyway, that's my shout outs for today. So head on over and give these floss tubers a bit of a watch and see whether you like their videos as well. So I'll get straight into my cross stitches first, and then I will do the other crafts, and then I will do haul. So my first piece that I stitched, sorry, I'm going to be looking over there as I grab the pieces, but the first piece that I've done and finished is Fresh Eggs by the Dozen, which is a cross stitch from Cherry Hill Stitches. Cherry Hill, so that's the pattern. So that's Cherry Hill Stitchers is the designer for this one, and I absolutely love how it turned out. I got my inspiration for this one from Christy from Java Girl Stitches to do it on the bread tin. I actually have had this pattern for, gosh, early last year I think I got it. And I just never got around to stitching it last year. So what I did is I've mounted it on the bread tin. The fabric that I've used is just plain white Aida, and I have painted it myself with some grey acrylic paint to give it sort of that wash look slash shiplap kind of look. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. The only thing when you paint with acrylic paints, it makes it a bit stiff, and so it's a bit harder to get your needle through, so it does get a bit tender on the fingers trying to stitch through it when you've painted it with acrylic paint. And then on the top I've just added some greenery and some little white flowers and this red bow and the red flower. So that's my first piece, and I love this egg fabric I got as a just as a fat quarter from Spotlight here in Australia, and I thought it was perfect for this piece. So that's my first one that I got finished. Then another one that I FFO'd. This one here is just a little ornament. It's just a joy one with the little reindeer, and I've just finished it on this wooden heart, which it's just wooden on the back, but it's actually got like a glaze or something on the front. I got these from Coles in 2019 here in Australia. And then I just added a little bit of greenery and a couple of red roses. I'm not sure where this pattern come from. This was one I stitched earlier last year, but I'm assuming it's probably a little Pinterest freebie or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. The next piece that I have is, I'm going to go fairly quickly because I have a lot to show, is this little Merry Christmas one. I'm pretty sure that was just from Pinterest as well. And I just finished it on this little frame that I got from TK Maxx. It was actually $4.95 here in TK Maxx Australia. I think I got that at 2019 as well. And it already had the buffalo check and the happy holidays, so I just added this little Merry Christmas one and a little bit of yarn and a red rose, and then that turned out pretty cute too. I got a few of those little frames, so they'll be really handy just for doing quick ornaments. This is another one that I finished. I stitched this earlier last year, I think, or even 2019, I can't remember because I've got some stitches. Just gotta bend that up. The cat was playing with it. Anyway, so that's this one. I can't even remember the name. I'm pretty sure it's a Lizzie Kate stitch. I've already passed some of my patterns on as I've stitched some of them to my mum, but that one was so cute, and it's just a little Merry Christmas. It says, I'm old school and I like to hear people say Merry Christmas. That could even be the name of the pattern, but I'm not 100% sure. This frame, once again, was one that I got from TK Maxx in 2019. It already had the buffalo check on there, and I think it said peace or something like that under it, so I've just covered that up and then added some some picks, little berry picks, greenery picks, and the red buffalo check bow, and some little roses, and the little pine cone pick as well. So I am really happy with that. So it's going to be good to add some extra ones to my, I didn't FFO this till after Christmas this year. Okay, so this is my last cross stitch finish. It's a big one, so I'm going to have to try and get back a fair way just to be able to show you. So that is this here. Now this one here is from Priscilla and Chelsea. I'll show you the pattern in a minute. I was stitching this in my last video. When I did my update video, I was stitching this piece, and I finally got it finished, but I didn't finish it until like the week after Christmas, so I finally got it FFO'd the other day. This is a marketplace frame that I found, and I painted it up and put the chalkboard piece in, and then I just mounted some black and white gingham on the diagonal to give the diagonal cross check. And then I just added some flower picks at the top, the black and white bow, and some cotton branch pieces in the middle. So I'm just going to pop this down over here. It's pretty heavy, this frame. But so that is Seasons in Chalk Art Christmas, and it's from one of the 2016 Just Cross Stitch magazines, and it's one that Priscilla did for them, and I think with a needle and Hands On Designs might have charted that up for her. So the next thing that I'm going to go through, this is my current whip that I have going. It's another Christmas one, and I kind of burnt out on it, so I haven't finished it, even though I could have had it finished because I've been stitching some other stuff. And that's this one. Oops. So I'm hoping to still get it finished. This is just on Ada that I tea coffee dyed, and then I actually just used wet tea bags to darken it up again because I wanted the white to stand out even further. So that's why it's a bit patchy around the edges. So that's that one. Now, I don't have the pattern for that because I've run out of printer ink, and it's a free pattern, this one, and it's from a I'm going to butcher the name, and I think it's French, but it's Crochet A Go-Go is the designer for that pattern, and it's like I said, it's a free pattern. So it's spelled CROCETTE space A space Go-Go, G-O-G-O. She also has quite a few other free patterns for the other seasons and holidays. She's got a really cute Valentine's one that I'd really like to stitch as well if I can get to it. But I have a few other Valentine's stitches that I'd like to do this year as well. Now, because I don't have ink, I just stitch from my phone when I do my PDF patterns now. So that's why I don't have a picture. Some of the older ones that I've got from a few years ago, these are my plans of a few Valentine's pieces that I'd really like to stitch. So I want to stitch this one. This is also another freebie. So Les Chalets de Perles, and I've probably butchered that again. And it says Love is in the Air. So that's the freebie. So I'd really like to try and get that stitched this year. This one here, I'm just going to fold it so you can't see the pattern. I should have pre-folded them. So I'd like to also stitch with You I Am Home from Hands On Designs. This is another free pattern from her. I love all her little patterns are gorgeous. And then this one here is from Snowflower Diaries. It's another freebie. It's from Snowflower Diaries, and it says I Will Be There. This one's gorgeous, so I'm probably going to stitch that one first out of all of the pieces. So I want to get that stitched. And then I'd also like to do the, from Hands On Design, her last year's freebie that she did. I think it's called Meant to Be, and it's like a hexagon shape, and I've got a finish for that already. So I'd like to try and get that stitched as well for Valentine's Day, and maybe a few of Priscilla and Chelsea's patterns as well. So I'm just going to quickly go through a few other finishes now that I've gotten done. So I did these on the Cricut machine for everybody for Christmas in my family. And so I did this bauble with my son that passed away's name on it, so Jaden, and I put the year 2020, and inside that is actually some of his clothes, so that everybody has a little piece of Jaden. So I did that piece, and I also did this glitter bauble just with his name on it, Jaden again, and the 2020. Now my Cricut machine vinyls, I think I did the numbers too big and it's bubbling a little bit, but I did those two ornaments for Jaden for everybody this year for presents. I'd like to try and do a couple of ornaments in memory of Jaden every year. So that was 2020's ones that I did. So I'm going to move on to the embroidery finishes now. So this first lot are ones that I finished last year. I actually did get other ones finished, but I've either given them away as gifts or just given them away to family as well, because I've got so many. But these were some others that I've got left. I was going to do this for a market stall, but nothing sold. So this one here is done on the embroidery machine, and I've just done it on some red fabric with a bit of black in it. It says Merry Christmas, and I just did the little hanger and did the ribbon on the edge. I love how this turned out. It looks so good on the white on the black, the white on the red, sorry. And then I did another one that goes along with that says Oh Holy Night, and it has the bird, which I absolutely love that as well. So even though these are quite big, they look really nice, some of the bigger ornaments on the Christmas tree, so I'll probably put them on next year. I did this chalkboard piece. It says Merry Christmas. I like that one. Another chalk one that went with it is the Happy Holidays. It's just got the hanger as well. So I can hang these on my tree, or I can hang them just around the house as well. The next one is Joy to the World. It's another chalk one. So they're really cute. So I've gone through so much white thread already. And then the last piece that I have here that I stitched last year is this one here. It says, "Don't get your tinsel in a tangle." And this chicken here is the spitting image of my Leela May, and she's just adorable. So, and I've actually, so this is a Polish chicken. Looking at the way the feathers are on the head of this one, it actually looks like it's probably a rooster, because the female Polish chickens have more of a smooth back comb, but she looks a lot like Leela May, because Leela May's a frizzled Polish girl, and her feathers are more forward rather than all smooth and slicked back. And then we also have Amber, who is the same, but she's an orangey coloured girl, and I've actually now found a piece on theirs that I bought which is in the orangey tones, so I'm going to do that as well, so it'll be like Amber. All of my chickens have names except for a few of the smaller ones while I'm waiting to figure out what sex they are, but all 50-ish chickens that we have names. We've actually acquired 2 quails now as well, which we've added to our little farm. The first one was by accident about 2 weeks ago. We found her hiding underneath the caravan down. We've got a caravan that we've turned into a chicken coop for broody mums when they're hatching babies, and she was under there hanging out towards the front. And so I lifted up the wire mesh that night, and the next morning she was actually in that area, and she was very tame and let me pick her up. She was all happy, and I put her back under there. So, and at first my husband was like, "Oh, she must be a wild quail," and I'm like, she's too tame to be wild in my opinion. Anyway, a couple of days went by and she was still there. We were feeding her and stuff, and she was still hanging out there and happy. So I nicknamed her Wanda, because she wandered into our yard. Anyway, I was thinking, I wonder if the lady 2 doors up has quail, because she has ducks, she has chickens, she has geese, she has turkeys, and I think she even has what are they called? I can't think of the name of the other ones. Anyway, and I was wondering if it might have been hers, and I had to message her anyway, because she has somebody who takes on excess roosters, and we had some roosters we really needed to get rid of, so we downsized 5 roosters. So I contacted her about bringing the roosters up, and I asked her if by any chance she had quail, and she said yes, she did. I'm like, "Are you missing any?" She's like, "Well, Tuesday night I forgot to close their pen up and they all escaped, and they've just been coming back one by one." And I said, "Well, we've got one down here. I'm pretty sure it's probably your quail then, if that's the case." And she's like, "Oh, we can keep it." Hubby at first said no, and on the Saturday when we went to take up the roosters, we were going to take her up as well, but she disappeared, so we couldn't get her. So I said to the lady, "Well, when we get her, I'll bring her up." And I couldn't get her, and then I think on the Tuesday, she got out and we finally caught her, so we put her in a cage. It was Tuesday night, so. And then I was talking to hubby anyway. We decided that we're going to keep her, and the lady had already said if we wanted to keep her, we could have her, and then we could get a mate from her for her as well, so that she wasn't on her own. So anyway, we finally decided that we're going to keep her, and then on the Saturday I got her a mate from up there, so we got another female, because we didn't want to have too many quails. And if you get a rooster, you would have to have at least 3 or 4 hens to that one rooster. So we just got another female, so we called her Willow. So we have Willow and Wanda now as 2 quails. They're fun little girls. They are laying, but they haven't started laying since we've had them. Apparently quails are a bit finicky, and they can take a few weeks to go back to laying. They've been making nests the last couple of days, so I'm assuming they're probably getting close. Anyway, so that's the little story of the quails that we've acquired. So I'm going to move on to a few more of my embroidery finishes that I've done now. So this is a little pillow that I've done just to go with my Farmhouse chicken decor. So it's a rooster in red work that I did on the embroidery machine. And so I just did the red fabric, the same on the back, the bow, and just some twine on that one. I think that one turned out so cute. I've actually done the set of these. There's 9 in this set, and I've done all of them bigger, and I'm going to make them into a quilted wall hanging as well. But I wanted a couple just as pillows just to have around in like some greenery pieces and stuff like that. And then I did the hen with the little baby chick as well. I love her. I love this red fabric. And they will be good to have out at Christmas time too, being in the reds and stuff. Then I did this piece. It says, I love this piece. It says, live like someone left the gate open. And I absolutely love this piece. The red truck, it's got the chicken driving it. It's got the cow in the back. I just finished it as a simple pillow, did the little accent of the red on the bottom and the same on the back. And then just some ribbons and a little flower on there. And then I did this Farmhouse one. It says Farm Sweet Farm. These, if you want me to mention where I've gotten the patterns for the embroideries, let me know down below and I can let you know the places that I buy my files for the embroidery machine. And then, so I've got the Farm Sweet Farm, and I just did because it's more of a corally pink, I wanted to add some red into that, so I just added a little bit of red there and the black and white gingham. And then just a bit of greenery, a bow and a flower. And then this piece here, I'm not sure if it's a bit too pink for what I want, but I did this one here, Bless Our Farmhouse, and I've done this just on the wooden paddles, chopping board paddles that you can get. And I just painted the front and roughed up the edges a little bit, but you can't see it too much because I did the ruffle a little big. I'm not sure if I'm going to trim that ruffle down a little bit yet. It's got the pink as well, and then I just added some greenery at the top, another bow, the black and white bow, and the little pink flowers, which I think turned out, so it's really cute. I'm just not sure if I want it to be a little more red than pink, which I don't mind because I can pass that on to my mum or my sister. They're both into pinks. So, and then the last piece that I did on the embroidery machine is, I've done this one for Valentine's Day. So it's just this embroidered heart, which is gorgeous. I've done that in like a salmon-y color. And then I added that same pink that I did the ruffle in on the Farm Sweet Farm, and then a little bit of this floral fabric which has got the roses and stuff. It's got a bit of that salmon-y color in the roses as well, so I thought it went really well. And then I just added, so these are the wire edge ribbons, so it makes it really good for shaping them and stuff. So I just did the red bow with the hearts, and then a little flower and a little bit of white. These just got put in there to try and hide some of the hot glue that I had. So that's all of my finishes that I've done. Just looking at my notes. So I get a lot of my finishing ideas obviously from Priscilla and Chelsea from the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. I love how Priscilla finishes all her work, which is how I sort of get a lot of my ideas. So that's it for finishes. So I've only got one piece of haul. I really haven't bought much, and this was actually something that was ordered probably halfway through last year. It just took a while to come in. So if you're not interested in haul, you can click out of the video now. But actually, before you do, I'm just going to talk about, so I am also very, very thankful for all the comments I've got. I know I haven't responded to everybody. It just got so busy and I had so many comments on my first video back. But I really appreciate it, and I've tried to read through some. I just need to sit down and respond to all of them. So thank you for all of the love and the kindness on that first video back as well in relation to my son and stuff. and I gained a lot of new subscribers. So I'm going to do a video, I'm going to do a giveaway when I hit 4,000 subscribers. So I will make that my goal to get to 4,000, and then I will do a giveaway on here as well. I will come up with something for a giveaway. So anybody that's not interested in the piece of haul that I have, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for commenting. All of the love is appreciated, and thank you for sitting and listening to my video today. So the only piece of haul that I do have is Christmas tea from, is it Brenda Gervais? Yes, Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. Actually goes that way. So it's Christmas tea, it's the mouse Christmas ones. I've wanted this one for a long time. So I finally have it. I have a few of the ones from that series. So I'm hoping to get some of those stitched before Christmas this year. So I think that's about it for today's video. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will probably be back in 2 weeks. I want to do another video before Valentine's Day. I have some Valentine stitches that I stitched last year that I want to get FFO'd before Valentine's Day this year, and I'd like to get these other ones stitched and done as well. And I've probably got a few more Valentine's embroideries that I will add to my pieces this year as well. So I will be back hopefully in 2 weeks. I'll try and aim to be back probably the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, so it might even be closer to 3 weeks. But thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for subscribing and commenting, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, amazing day. Bye.